Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Movie Couple Live, the show where we talk about the latest in movie news and pop culture. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And on today's show, we're talking Michael Waldron being tapped to write for Marvel's Secret Wars.
We're also going to be talking about She-Hulk teasing the arrival of Leapfrog.
And tomorrow, the Super Mario Brothers movie trailer will be released via the Nintendo Live. All this and more coming up on today's show. I am seeing that our signal is like super low for some reason. Our signal is pretty bad.
Yeah, our picture is just a little off, so,
sorry about that, guys.
You know what? Out of all the things that I have up, I will turn off Discord and see if that makes it a little bit better and our signal a little bit stronger. Because I've turned off a lot of other things in the house to make sure everything's all up and running and we have enough Wi-Fi.
Sometimes, though, it's just StreamYard being StreamYard, which is the software we use. Hashtag not sponsored, because we paid for that. Sometimes it just wants to be crappy, you know, like I turned off all the Wi-Fi. I'm actually like using data, but
yep, same thing with my phone.
What do you do?
But so since we're going to be diving into this,
oh man, Rurutu says coming to you live at 2:40. That's so crappy.
Oh, I am so sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry guys. Let's wait a bit. Let's wait a bit and see if it can somehow
and see if it will recover a little bit. Well, in the meantime, make sure that you grab some coffee, grab your boba, or grab some liquid IV that you can get at Liquid IV.
This is not liquid IV.
No, that is not liquid IV. That is definitely coffee, and we need some energy.
Yes.
But yes, at Liquid IV, we actually drink a lot of Liquid IV here on the show, and it's helped us through many a cons, many a days at Disney, many a days where we get like very little sleep, and you can get 15% off and free shipping on Liquid IV.
Yesterday.
And right now, I'm actually drinking cherry. Which one was it? The
golden cherry.
Golden cherry.
Oh, that's the last one, huh?
I knew there was a color, and I was like, it's something cherry, and I just couldn't quite think of it. And it looks like we're actually starting to get a little bit of a better picture.
We had to wait. That was called vamping. to wait for the signal before we started talking about important things. But yes, Liquid IV is great. We've been a fan of Liquid IV for a long time. We've worked with them in the past. So we have the discount code for you, the movie couple. But you have to shop it via the Liquid IV website. Don't buy it anywhere else. Otherwise, the code will not work and it will get you 15% off plus free shipping, which helps so much. And they have tons of flavors. They just came out recently with like what is it called? Like the yuzu citrus or yuzu pineapple. And that has like a little bit of caffeine in it.
I like that one. That one has gotten me up and going in the morning a lot. And also normally like coffees and teas seem to upset my stomach a little bit when I wake up and get going in the morning. However, Liquid IV doesn't seem to do that. So
no crash either.
Yes. And I've really enjoyed it. It's helped out a lot in our adventures and endeavors.
Yes, you guys, you always see us with Liquid IV, so truly works. And I usually take them to cons, like multiple sleeves, and I just hand them out to friends because we buy them as well. Like, you know, they send some to us, but we also buy them. So we're just so we can always have a supply of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys, it looks like the stream is doing much better. And you guys give a shout out to our buddies, Late to the Party, Robert. Robert says, Dustin, is that the King of Staten Island bottle?
Yes, it is.
That's my go-to bottle, yeah.
I have to admit, this bottle that we got from like the promotional stuff of the King of Staten Island is perfect. I mean, it's not too big, like a 32 ounce. It still keeps everything cold. It's nice and like thin, so I can like kind of put it in my pocket when we're out going to Disneyland or something. So thank you, Kings of Staten Island.
Also, a fun fact regarding water bottles when you bring them to theme parks. Disney is very, reusable water bottle friendly. You don't have to put it in a locker. You can take it with you, put it in your backpack or whatever, because most of the time, other than the even the Incredicoaster, they let you keep your backpack on the floor of just make sure you step on the strap or something like that, so it doesn't
hold it in tight, because that's the one that goes up the loop.
But technically, the
centrifugal force.
Words.
I know science words.
Like unless. Anyways, it should stay put, because I've had many backpacks just put it on the floor and it's fine. But if you are going to Universal Studios Hollywood or maybe Orlando and you want to go on to the Forbidden Journey of Harry Potter ride, and they say take everything out of your pocket, that includes your specifically metal bottles, because he had it in his pocket. and they spotted it and they asked us to they basically
I
like,
was
before
on the ride. I was sitting
like,
on the
we
ride. They
had the
stopped the
thingy
ride
down.
and said, "Hey, you need to go put your water bottle back in the lockers." Fortunately, it wasn't this one. It was another one that
it was like some no name
Yeah.
whatever, and we just tossed it.
and I was like, ugh.
Because it would have taken an extra 10 minutes to go to the lockers and back through the line. And what do you call it? Our parents, my in-laws, his parents, we're already like gone on another gondola. We're like, crap, now we're separated from the group. And there's no way to communicate because
Don't
we're on
break the
the ride.
party.
Yeah, so we just like threw it out. We're like, hey, we're just gonna just toss it. There goes our signal again.
Ah.
What is going on today, y'all? What is it?
Oh wow, I think we're choppy.
Yeah, we're really choppy.
I am so sorry about that, guys.
What is should I look?
Well, here, if you want to vamp for a little bit, I can turn off some other things that
Vamp. Everybody. Well, here's the thing. We were actually supposed to do our live stream. The plan was to do our live stream today from Disneyland. We like to go during the week because it's less crowded. We're also blocked out on Saturday, so we don't usually, and Saturdays are very crowded. So we don't usually like to go then anyways. But some stuff came up and we ended up having to cancel our reservation, unfortunately. I really wanted to, I don't know, for those of you who watched Andor last night, hashtag no spoilers, I really wanted to go to Galaxy's Edge, get a cup of blue milk and put some cereal in it. Like I really wanted to do that today and we couldn't. So the signal is still being really crappy, unfortunately. I think you guys can hear us okay because I don't think it affects audio. So now we're a blurry podcast.
Well, and we're turning into just all audio here.
This is so bad. I wonder what is going on.
And I mean, I don't have Wi-Fi on my phone right now. I've turned off so much Wi-Fi around the house.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Curse you, technology.
Curse you indeed. Let me just double check something. You know what? Maybe that helps. I won't even look at that at all.
I turned this one off. So
weird. Okay, well, we got to do the show. We got to keep going because we have stuff going on after 3. So
on with the show.
Weather could be a factor.
No,
not in sunny California.
No, today's actually really nice.
Yeah,
I think it's barely gonna miss the 90s.
Navi, you're slacking on your job.
Come on, Navi, fix the Wi-Fi.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into our very first story, and that is Marvel's Secret Wars, which is not set to come out for a while.
2025.
Yes, they have tapped a writer, and this is a familiar name to the MCU. Michael Waldron is set to write the script for Secret Wars. I am feeling conflicted.
Yeah, I think
about this choice. Go ahead.
Well, what are your thoughts on why you feel conflicted?
We know that he wrote Loki, which we both quite liked.
Yes.
He also wrote The Multiverse of Madness, which is not terrible, but I feel like there was so much more they could have done with various characters, not just Doctor Strange, as well as the multiverse. There's so much that they could have done with that one. However, I read last night, I was thinking about this, so I kind of just did a quick Google while I was editing Andor, waiting for it to export. He only had like 3 weeks to write. So he was supposedly, you guys let me know in the chat if this is incorrect information. Supposedly, him and Scott Derrickson, who was the original director for Doctor Strange 2, who was also the director for the first Doctor Strange, had worked together. They had penned the script. Scott Derrickson left the project. And then they brought on Sam Raimi, which means different director, different vision. And supposedly he had to rewrite a lot. And he had 3 weeks to do so, and usually writers get like at least a year, I would think. So, if that's the case, I don't think we can put all of the blame on the flaws of that film onto the shoulder of a writer. Yeah. Like they can only do so much, and there's editing and director. Like the director can make the call and say, and it's Sam Raimi. It's not some no-name director that's like first time on the set. And he's gonna, like it's Sam Raimi. He has the vision. He's like, I want it like this, and what do you do when the
Yeah.
director of the film says, I want it like this? You're like, well, all right.
Well, and also, I mean, I didn't think the movie was that bad. I actually enjoyed it. I really enjoyed Multiverse of Madness. The first time I saw it, I was psyched. I thought it was amazing. I loved all the surprises. I loved all of the cameos that they put in there. Second time I saw it, I was like, okay, it's not as good as I originally thought.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't think that it was like, oh no, it's going to be what is it called? The writing on this was horrible. Fortunately,
Right.
I mean it's no Last Airbender, but Loki I loved, and
Yes.
the thing is that I'm a little curious about though is the fact that these two Avengers movies are coming out really, really close to each other. I think they're only like 6 months apart, so that means they're going to be in production at the same time. I'm curious on why they're not having like the same people kind of like having the Russo brothers do 1 and 2. True, it would be a lot more difficult to have them one and then the other.
Yeah.
So, but they're going to be working together at the same time. They're going to be having to have a lot of communication with each other, and I'm hoping that that doesn't cause it to something to slip up.
Well, here's the thing: is that you can already tell that he's been invited back to like write another, film. Obviously, the people at Marvel and Kevin Feige likes working with Michael Waldron.
True.
So, he wrote Loki. I don't know if he's on board for Loki season 2. One would imagine so, but I'm not sure. So, if you guys know in the chat, please feel free to chime in about that. And I'm reading. Go ahead.
I think we lost.
No, just the camera.
Oh, just the camera.
The camera. We're okay. Hang on.
We just can't win.
We're a podcast again. It's okay.
Okay,
we're back.
Oh, I know. I think you accidentally bumped it.
What?
With the maybe not. But we're back. I'm sorry. You were saying about
that the folks over at Marvel likes working with him, and I'm not sure if he is back on. Michael Waldron is working on Loki season 2, but I would like to assume so. There was a quote that I wanted to read about, just kind of some of, if you guys are unfamiliar with Waldron's work. Let's see. So Michael Waldron served as the executive producer and showrunner on Loki. There we know that they're doing a season 2. He's also worked on Rick and Morty.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
among other things. So I feel like that, and that's why we feel torn about it. It's because his credits are impressive. His previous work has showed, obviously, like Loki season 1 was really, really good. So it's like, do I say like, oh, boo, to just because one movie has flaws? And I wanted to go to the chat actually and talk about, is this not working? Okay.
Everything's falling apart on us.
So funny.
We just can't win.
Let's see. In regards to what you guys think about Michael Waldron working on Secret Wars. So Late to the Party says, our issue with Waldron is that the only reason he used the Illuminati was because he didn't want anyone else to use them, not because it served the story, per his own words.
Yeah, that's kind of not the best reason to use a certain character or group or anything in a movie, because you wanted to be the first one to use the Illuminati, and it's kind of like, I'm calling dibs. Yeah. And it's like, you're not even using it properly. But honestly, I think that was a fun way to introduce them, because we can now have another Illuminati in another multiverse.
Right.
So, but yeah, they did. I mean, just using the Illuminati just so you can call dibs on them is usually not the best way to use something of a Marvel property.
Yeah, not really. And then there was Theodore's comment, and this is in regards to the writer, and he can only take the story as far as he is allowed to. Multiverse of Madness was never going as far as Secret Wars will go.
Oh, yeah. And when it comes to Secret Wars, it's going to be, it's going to be nuts. This is going to be the finale of the multiverse saga. So we know it's going to have everyone, everything, anything from phase 4, phase 5, and phase 6. They're just going to throw it all in there, because that's kind of how they end one of their sagas. It's just balls to the walls, everything.
MK Songbird writes, Waldron also wrote a couple of episodes of Heels, as well as overall showrunner, and I enjoyed the first season quite a bit. See, so it's not like he has a bad track record.
Yeah.
Obviously, Marvel and Kevin Feige likes working with him, so I want to be really optimistic about this and just like reserve the judgment. But you know, just kind of thinking back to some of the story and plot points of MOM, I'm kind of thinking, well, all right, so we will see, because this is, I think some people are kind of like feeling the way we are feeling, because this isn't just like a one-off Marvel. This is Secret Wars. It's going to be big. So fingers crossed.
And also here's another thing. It comes out in 2025. They have a while to work on this script, put it together, make sure everything else is in place. If something changes, they can be like, okay, let's tweak this a little bit. Yes. They're going to have plenty of time to build an amazing script. Absolutely. And I just can't wait. A part of me just wants to jump to 2025 and then just kind of binge everything that came out, binge it all in order. Mm-hmm. But I mean, the fact that phase 4 is just about ready to end with Wakanda Forever, which is going to make us cry so hard. And I'm so psyched for that movie. So I just can't wait to see what the future holds.
Yeah. We have a super chat from Marvin Martin.
Thank you, Marvin.
Marvin's got a couple of questions. Marvin writes, what is it about Mario you think even today? About Mario, like Nintendo?
The Nintendo.
I'm assuming so, because that's
what are our thoughts on Mario? Like today and what we've seen? Well, we've seen the poster.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's it. And it's kind of like the announcement. Honestly, though, we'll get into it a little bit more.
Yes, we will.
But yeah, I want to get back to that because one, I love the poster. It gets me really excited for it. I'm still a little about Chris Pratt.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll find out how it goes.
Yeah. So we will definitely talk about that in a little bit on the show. And his second question is, if you created your own super criminal / Secret Wars, what would it be?
Ooh, okay. So your own super criminal for well, you know, honestly, I've always been kind of I've always liked, I think it was in Batman Beyond. There was a reporter that was able to turn intangible. And what he would do is follow around politicians and record them in like secret meetings. And he would reveal what they had. If I was going to be like a super criminal, I would like to be able to kind of do that, to be able to like film politicians, and when they're doing their backroom deals, they're being, you know, underhanded. They're either accepting bribery money and then be like, oh, oops, this leaked on the internet, and we just found this out about this politician or this person. And you know, I think that would be kind of, yes, it's criminal, but it's also superhero at the same time.
Yeah. For me, my idea is not original at all, but I want like a Wilson Fisk show. That's what I would want.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, I think, you know, and it's that's why I'm saying it's unoriginal, because Kingpin is technically already like in the shows, but have one centered on him and his business dealings and all that stuff, I think would be really interesting to see.
I think we're going to get a lot of that in Daredevil Born Again, because that the fact that they both actors' names, Charlie Cox. I had a little bit of a brain fart. Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio were both on stage on D23, and he's like, "Aren't you going to talk about my show?" Well, don't you mean my show? I really do have a feeling that Kingpin is going to be a huge part of that series, and we already know there's going to be a ton of episodes.
Sorry, I thought she was going to lick the card.
So I am excited for that, and to see kind of like that crime drama, superhero crime drama.
And the final recommendation from Marvin Martin says, speaking of why actors suck, oh no, we don't think actors suck, but Marvin Martin wants to know, to tell us, Matt Bird's Secret of Story book. Is it based on like a story of a writer? Let us know, Marvin. Or is it Matt
Bird's Secret of Story book?
That's what I said. No.
Well, no, it's that book, or is it that right? I actually don't know.
No, it's a book. It's by Matt Bird, and the title is Secret of Story. So I wonder if it's about the story of a writer, like secret of the story.
Oh, okay.
My brain works very weird, guys. You just
Mine too. But that's why we're all here, to hear us this crazy movie couple talk crazy things.
Yes. Okay. Debbie writes for Loki season 2. Our writer is Eric Martin.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. So, well, we have another super chat. This one comes from Theodore Harris.
Thank you, Theodore.
Thank you. Theodore writes, the Ironheart series will reportedly film in Chicago on October 24th and will last until the end of the month. And this is via Screen Mag, as reported by Theo Harris in the chat. Okay.
That's good.
That's
well,
fun.
It's still filming, and we've already got a lot of stuff from. We got?
Ironheart, we got her in Wakanda Forever, not getting her via her own show.
True, and we've gotten to see on some of the last trailer that we saw some of the Ironheart armor, which I have to admit gets me really excited to imagine a genius getting to play with Wakanda tech at the same time of being inspired by Tony Stark.
Yes.
So I'm excited to see that. And plus, Ironheart, I just can't wait for the show too. The show seems really cool. They've already started doing some filming, and they're going to be filming in Chicago on October 24th.
That's exciting. I know we've gotten just little tidbits of Riri Williams in the Wakanda Forever trailer, but like to see her in the suit, and like it's very reminiscent of like Tony Stark, Iron Man, the first few, where it's like the mask and her head inside the helmet, and she's screaming, "Let's go!" Like I was just like, oh man. So I'm very excited about that. And then we have some clarification from Marvin. Marvin says the book is How to Actually Be a Better Writer, and then clarifies, I was asking about Mario's appeal even today. Okay.
You know what? That's actually a good...
And we can segue into the Mario story.
Yes. Because, the appeal for a Mario Brothers movie probably peaked, maybe about 10, 15, maybe even like 20 years ago. It's been a while since Mario was at the top of its game, where Mario was like the video game to play.
Yeah.
And now it has waned a little bit, but it's still a really big property. I mean, heck, Wendy has streamed tons of different
Paper Mario. You guys watched me play that game from beginning to end.
One thing that I did really like is that when you look at the poster that they sent, or that they put out.
I have that.
Awesome. I love the way that the animation looks. And I love the way that it shows the world that they are in. It shows a nice bustling city. It shows a lot of toads. But the toad... A lot of toads?
No, it just sounded funny. But it's true. It's true.
But if you look at the toad that's closest to Mario, that looks like a Captain Toad. Because he has that's the same backpack that Captain Toad has.
Oh, and I think the treasure tracker?
Yeah.
Oh, I think game.
Taking some of the ideas from multiple video games to put them in a movie, I think is a really good idea. And also, I love Toad. I think Toad is the coolest. I think he's one of my favorite characters. I always picked him when I was doing like Super Mario Kart, the original Mario Kart. Toad was always my favorite because he was always like the most well balanced.
Nice.
But honestly, from what I have seen, I'm excited for this movie. The animation looks great. It looks like they're really delving into the world. Well, no, the
poster.
The poster looks great. The style of animation looks really good.
Well, this is by Illuminati as well, and you guys know Illuminati from the Minions, Secret Life of Pets, Sing, and etc. Illumination. Did I say Illuminati by accident?
Yeah, because we were talking about.
I'm sorry. Sorry about that, guys. Illumination. So tomorrow the trailer will debut via the Nintendo Direct live stream. That's going to be at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4:05 p.m. Eastern time, or 9:05 p.m. UK. So it says here, and this is via article on IGN, it says it's not clear if the Direct will simply consist of the trailer or if it's going to add further information. I feel like Nintendo Direct wouldn't do a Direct with just the trailer. I think they're going to I think obviously the big focus will be on that. That's probably how they'll end the Direct. But I assume we'd hear a little bit more about it too. Maybe you'll give us a little bit more about Breath of the Wild too, because
Oh,
that's finally been confirmed and revealed. So very happy about that. I hope, here's the thing, for the Super Mario movie, I am happy that it's animated. I think Mario works best in
yes.
animation. We all saw the live action one. Not many people I know like it. I, as a kid, found it really, because I was just like, I couldn't connect with it. Like as a child, you know, you play the Mario game, so you have a very specific image of what Mario and Luigi look like because they're a little cartoon form. And then you see them in live action, and it's different.
It's
like
a little jarring, yeah.
It's different.
And also, the idea of Super Mario Brothers is so random. Plumbers that go down to a magic kingdom of mushrooms and princesses to fight a lizard king that has a whole bunch of little mushrooms with feet on them, Goombas.
I don't even remember what those guys look like.
The Goombas?
I mean, I know what the Goombas look like in the games, but what in the live action? They had them, right?
Oh yeah, they were kind.
I'm gonna look
like
it up. Is this like my Nightmare Fuel?
A little bit. The original from the original Super Mario Brothers movie. Yeah, it was a little, nightmarish. They have like, they're kind of like, if you took your head, made it perfectly round, and then made it like lizard features. Yeah, it's weird.
Oh. Wait, so was Bowser? This is how little I remember. Is that Bowser?
Oh no! That's Bowser.
Human.
It was bad.
How do I not remember that? I completely blocked out this film.
Mm-hmm.
I have completely blocked out this film.
Yeah, and once again, guys, we are super sorry about how grainy the picture is. Fortunately, the sound is still coming through perfectly well.
Yes.
After this live stream, we're gonna figure out what the heck's going on.
I think it's a StreamYard issue, to be honest with you.
StreamYard.
I was on StreamYard yesterday for K-pop Besties, and it was perfect. It was perfect. So, okay. MK says tiny head dino lizard, and that's what I see here.
Yeah, you see, and those are all.
And is that
the
like
Goombas.
Supposed to be like a
that's
bonehead?
That's a Goomba. No,
that's a Goomba. It looks like a skull.
Yeah, it looks like they shrunk their skull.
What the crap?
And it's horrible, hun. It really is.
Okay, what is that? What is this?
That's a Goomba. That's him.
This is a Goomba?
Yeah, that's a Goomba. Just in case anyone has forgotten what that imagery was. How do you go
from the game Goomba to this?
Exactly. You know, so
my eyes.
But
I
the movie was terrible. I think we can all universally agree that the original live action Super Mario Brothers was horrible. And keeping it in animation, I think, is a good way to go. You can keep it true to the original. You can keep the
they didn't have a Princess
Peach? No, they did.
Princess Daisy.
That's her.
It says Princess Daisy.
Okay, no, they meant Peach.
Okay. I was like, Daisy.
Or did they change it in the movie? No, I don't think they changed it in the movie. The only thing that
I can't stop scrolling.
Star Drew actually says in the chat, the only thing that was cute about that movie was Yoshi. And I'm like, Yoshi was
like a tiny dino, right?
Yeah, Yoshi was a tiny dino.
Dun, 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 dun,
look, oh yeah, there it is. There's Yoshi.
That's kind of okay.
So, but you know what? Maybe that's something we can do before the movie comes out.
Is this movie available on streaming?
We can probably find it for free and to do either a stream along or to a watch along or to do a reactions to it, because it's something else. So technically, that's something that the new Mario Brothers movie is going to have going for it. It's the fact that it's going to be one of those.
That was a Koopa.
A Koopa. What I say? I said Goomba.
It still doesn't look the same as a.
What?
It just.
But anyways, I think that'd be something fun to do, and just turn it into like a Mystery Science Theater 3000. I don't want to hate
watch because I literally don't remember. I remember not liking it because it didn't. Now I know why I don't remember it. I think.
Yeah. But wow. I think keeping it animation really smart. Bringing in some characters from the video games like Captain Toad, I think is really smart. I just think it's going to be, why punish yourself? No, Dustin, no, don't watch it.
Sorry, continue.
But here's hoping, honestly, even though we might look back and be like, oh my God, the last one was terrible. This one's going to be terrible. Chris Pratt, oh my gosh, why would they hire him? I still hope that this movie is amazing.
Yes.
Because if it's amazing, if it's a great job, then they're going to probably expand Nintendo World at Universal Studios, knock down another studio. What is that called? Another soundstage.
No,
knock down another soundstage and build either
take out the golf course, keep the sound stages so we can make television and film.
Make so they can have like Hyrule. I think that would be awesome, and have like a Legend of Zelda ride. And then after that, you can have a portal that leads you to I can't remember the world that Samus lives in, but you could have a Metroid world.
Be cool.
And you can have a Metroid ride.
That'd
and I'm
be
like,
so cool.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, we can't wait. And with that, and yes, Debbie says the trailer for Super Mario is coming to NYCC. Yes, it is timed to basically correspond to and coincide with New York Comic Con, which is happening this week. So they're dropping it at NYCC
at
as well.
1:05 Pacific Standard Time, or Pacific Time.
Yes. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to our next topic, and that will be She-Hulk. So this week's episode, we already know because they're doing just
a lot of promotion,
really random marketing for it.
Which is
but
great.
We're into it because we were talking about how we're coming to it. There's only 2 episodes left. Episode 8 is tomorrow, and then episode 9 the week after, and we haven't seen Frogman or Leapfrog, but that was shown a long time ago in one of the clips or trailers. So now we are confirmed that we are most likely going to see this in the next episode, because they made a whole video of the various cast auditioning to be Leapfrog, and I thought it was so funny. So here's one of the original designs of Leapfrog, just like some of the more obscure characters like we saw in Group Therapy in last week's episode, which I think it's a lot of fun. But this is actually what Leapfrog will look like in the show. And I really like that they had various cast members that auditioned, including the core cast members, Ginger Gonzaga, Mark Ruffalo, and Tatiana Maslany. And of course, the King Frog himself, Kermit the Frog.
I thought that was hilarious.
So funny. Sorry about the spam in the chat. Dustin's taking care of them. They just like to come back. Oh, this is a different one. I gotta make sure I ban this one as well. Block user. There we go.
Bye-bye, bots. Bye-bye. Yeah. But honestly, this show is exactly where you would want to start putting some of these characters. Frogman, Man-Bull, Porcupine.
Yeah.
All of these weird, obscure. Saracen. You're like, wait, did they actually make that character? That's just absolutely ridiculous. But She-Hulk is the show to do that, and to start presenting these characters. And who knows, maybe we might be able to get some of these ridiculous characters in a movie or something. But it's just dumb fun, and I love the fact that that's what She-Hulk has turned into. It's just goofy, it's funny, it has an awesome. I just love the heart behind it, and I love the breaking of the fourth wall.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Tatiana Maslany has been just such a joy to watch her and her journey as not just Jen Walters, but as She-Hulk as well, because this is a woman who got the power of the Hulk, who didn't ever want to have the power of the Hulk. She just wanted to focus on her life in LA as a lawyer.
Yep.
That was it. And she was so resistant of which I would be too, if that's not something she wanted at all. I'd be like, no, I don't, take it away. I don't want this. But now she is, within that superhuman department at the law firm. So that's really interesting.
But Star Drew,
yes,
I agree with you 100%. Where is Frog Thor?
Where is he?
Because we saw him just as a little gimmick in Loki. He was in that little glass jar as they were panning through the dirt, and you saw him bouncing around. I'm like, Frog Thor, I think it's Throrg or something
like that.
That's his name. But to have him, to introduce him, in She-Hulk, I think would be really good, or in Loki.
Yes.
Because I think that would be really fun to have Loki involved, but interacting with Frog Thor.
Yes. And we were not planning for like a long live stream anyways, guys. So this is going to be our next final topic. And I guess it works out today because the signal was not on our side for some reason. So our final topic, which we can briefly talk about, there's a shorts on our YouTube that we made, but we did get to see Werewolf by Night. So we are under review embargo, so we can't really talk about specific and plus we don't want to spoil anything for you guys. But this is a Halloween special. It is directed by a well-known composer, Michael Giacchino, who is no stranger to the MCU, but this is his first time directing for the MCU. But I believe he does have directing credit for shorts and stuff like that previous to this. Gotta say, I am impressed. Yes. I am really impressed. The vibe, the style, the acting,
the music,
it all just hit. It's really fantastic. It's out this week, I believe, this Thursday or this Friday. I think it's coming out. And I remember, okay, this is what I want the chat's input in. I thought I read somewhere that it's only going to be streaming for about a week because it's like Halloween special.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But then like if they release it now, why would it be a week? Because it's long before Halloween. If they release it on the 7th, right? And you take it a week, so like why not leave it up for the month?
Yeah, because you want it. I mean, you'd want it up there for Halloween because excuse me, it really does fit into that kind of Halloween vibe. It is a Halloween special, but I love it that it's also this nice contained story. It introduces some more characters that we would have never have thought to see before.
Yeah.
And I really love the style. I love the black and white. I love how brutal it was. I loved, you're going to love it. I mean, right now, if I'm not mistaken, it's at a 100% on Rotten Tomato.
It's good.
So when it comes out, highly recommend to check it out.
Yes. Fred, we can't answer your question. Fred is asking, obviously it's going to have Werewolf by Night because that is the title of the special. But are there any other Marvel characters? We can't answer that because it'll spoil. So if other people out there want to like that, that's fine. But we are not going to spoil it for you. It'll be like a nice surprise when you watch. You're like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And you only have to wait like a day and a half to 2 days before you see it. So there is that. We can say the episode is under an hour.
Yes, it's barely under an hour.
It's under an hour.
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, without giving too much. I'm trying to be vague. Anthony with the super chat. Anthony. Hey, Anthony, who writes, I can't wait to see who they bring out next. And though they might be a small part in this series or next episodes, a start to giving them a big role for the next phrase. Yeah.
And that's the thing. Once you introduce these characters, it's going to be a lot easier, to put them in certain parts in the.
This is in regards to the characters we've seen in She-Hulk.
Yes.
Yes.
So, and honestly, the more the merrier, especially when you have someone like She-Hulk who can just represent these characters in law. There was either a criminal who did something or a superhero who's getting sued by someone, and it's just a great way to kind of bring these weird, obscure characters and be like, hey, just so you know, there's a lot more out there than what we've presented. Yes. And if I'm not mistaken, somewhere recently, Marvel had put out saying that how much the MCU needs mutants, and not just for the X-Men, but to have mutants in the world and how important they are.
Is Leapfrog a mutant or is he a super? Do we know that?
Well, this is what's interesting. From what I have seen from the promotional material, Leapfrog is actually going to be a good guy. He's going to be like, halt, evildoers, kind of a...
Right, isn't that what the audition line is? Like, freeze.
Yeah. Villains. But in the comic books, he was a villain. He was a toy inventor that when he came down on hard times, he created the frog suit in order to do crime. And but the funny part is that his frog suit always malfunctions on him.
Ironic.
So I'm wondering if they're doing that because the suit doesn't look robotic at all. So I'm wondering if they're going to turn him into a mutant to kind of be able to further that storyline. Because honestly, you could pretty much do whatever you want to Frogman.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, to Leapfrog.
According to Wikipedia, Frogman, and then in parentheses, Eugene Patilio, is a fictional comic comedic would-be superhero appearing in American comic book published by Marvel Comics. Created by writer J.M. DeMatteis and artist Carrie Gemmell, the character's costume is actually borrowed from a previously existing villain named Leapfrog, created in 1965 by writer Stan Lee and artist Gene Colan.
Oh, okay. So they're going with someone who found the suit.
Potentially.
Potentially.
We don't know. We don't know anything.
We know nothing.
Until tonight, midnight. So yeah, and then kind of give you a little bit more about Eugene. Eugene is the son of Vincent, who uses technology of his own design to commit crimes as the costumed villain Leapfrog. Previously, okay, here's an interesting tidbit. After repeatedly being thwarted by heroes such as Daredevil
is his main one.
Spider-Man and Iron Man, he serves a prison term and retires the Leapfrog identity.
Just be like, I was going through a phase where I really liked frogs. I was down on my luck.
Yeah.
I needed some money, and I just got wrapped up in this whole supervillain thing and served my time. And I'm like, you know what? This has done nothing but bad for me. So I am retiring the supervillain formerly known as Leapfrog.
Going back to Werewolf by Night really quickly, I'm going to carefully answer this. Is Werewolf by Night appropriate for small 10-year-old kids? Okay, we don't have children. But I would just thinking like what I would do if I did. I think 10 is a little young.
Yeah.
Given that they do lean into the horror and gore side of things, even though it's in black and white, if you feel like they can handle, obviously use your best decision making brain to determine that for your own, like every parent and every kid is different, so there's no like set rule.
What would you say is probably the worst movie, or not worst, but I would say like the most violent, scariest movie that you have shown your kids, and then we can kind of rate what your where you stand on, because each parent is different.
Yeah.
So it is in black and white. It's not. It's
careful.
There's some graphic moments. You've seen it in the trailer. You do see some blood, but it's black and white blood.
Yeah. So I would say, like, definitely, like, if you are gonna show them, like, do not let them watch it on their own. But I like what Starju says first, like, maybe watch it for yourself first, and then determine if that's going to be the right fit.
That's probably the best way to do it
for your kid, because like, I feel like my mom wouldn't have shown me stuff like this when I was, 10 years old. My father definitely would have shown me it. So
your mom showed you it.
This is true, and I think I was around 10. And that's way worse.
And she's still
way
scared.
Worse.
Wendy is still scared of clowns to this day.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna do one final question, and then we are out of here. This one, I'm so sorry. Night path. I'm saying that correctly, but the question is, I know I'm out of the point, but if you can tell me your opinion about Wanda's, aka Scarlet Witch's, future in the MCU. These are speculations. Elizabeth Olsen has done a really great job with Wanda Maximoff, coming from when she was first introduced all the way to WandaVision to now in MOM. I would love to see Scarlet Witch have a solo film. I think there's so much more of her story to be explored. I would like to find out if they determine her a mutant or not, because based on comic books, she technically is, but within the MCU, I don't know how they want to handle that, but they did, recently finally introduced the term mutant back into the MCU because they can use it now. So that's what I would like. And I know what happened at the end of Doctor Strange MOM, but like,
she's not dead. I'm sorry,
we know she signed a multi-year deal as Scarlet Witch.
She has signed a contract to be Scarlet Witch again. So she is definitely coming back. She is not dead. We will see her in either a movie, a show. I wouldn't be surprised if we see her in Loki season 2 because of the whole multiverse thing.
Oh, okay.
Maybe this world's Scarlet Witch is dead, but we will get another one. We do know that the Darkhold is destroyed. But there's technically
other Darkholds.
Well, no, they destroyed all the Darkholds in all of the all multiverses, but there's still one that's in Doctor Strange's photographic memory because he read the Darkhold and he's able to. And that's why the. Sorry, sound effects make everything better.
Oh gosh. So yeah, it's definitely not over for Wanda or for the Scarlet Witch. I don't even think she's like she was crushed by a building. Like this is just you everything else she got to do. Oh, speaking of Scarlet Witch, was it you who showed me like the fight viz when she attacked?
Oh yeah,
there is a video.
Oh, we should have gotten that.
Well, we can't show it here.
No, I know, but.
I can't
even remember where I saw it. I can't remember. It was the choreographers that put it together, and they were showing a scene that they had choreographed, and it's just very, very rough. It doesn't even have the actors in it. It's just all of the stuntmen, and it's the fight at the tomahawk at the temple, at Doctor Strange's temple. But it was brutal. I mean, it was like slashing. It was using a dead body to defend against other attacks. Using that dead, it was very Sam Raimi.
Yes, and with the blood on the screen, like the fake blood on the screen splatter and everything. Like it's so good. If you have TikTok, it's on TikTok. Otherwise, just put in like MOM deleted fight scene on Google, and you should be able to find it. Unless it's been taken down.
It is awesome.
It's awesome.
I would have loved to have seen that fight put into reality.
Oh, this scene right here. Was she like Stranger Things people?
Oh yeah,
she was like and then yeah. Rurutu says LOL it's too rated R for the MCU.
No.
I don't know. Wait till you see Werewolf by Night. And of course we got Deadpool, which is it's gotta be rated R.
Oh yeah.
So I think they've already said that. So all right.
I would actually like to see when they bring out Deadpool and it is rated R, and after that, and it's a huge success, which it will be because so far the previous two have done so well. And also they're bringing back Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. So yeah, it's going to do well. But I hope that since that does so well, that they will start bringing out other rated R, either Halloween shorts. Like, honestly, I would love to see like a one-off special of Moon Knight that is rated R, because Moon Knight can be pretty violent.
Jake comes back in.
Yes.
Like if they do a season 2 or in a movie and we have Jake, then
question for all of you out there: what Marvel property would you like to see a rated R present? Either a rated R straight to Disney Plus, a rated R movie. They'll probably do more straight to Disney Pluses. Like I would love to see a rated R Blade.
But I want that in a movie.
Yeah, I want that in a movie too. And they really could pull off a rated R movie for Blade because it's such a big title. But you could pull off more obscure characters like Werewolf by Night and be able to have them straight to Disney Plus and have them be a little bit more violent and bloody.
And with that, you guys, our signal is dipping out, so we're going to go ahead and dip out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, for putting up with the poor signal. Luckily, our sound sounds okay, so if you just want to play the video and just listen to us talk, that's an option. And hopefully, when we come back on Saturday for our next live stream, which will be all spoiler discussion for the latest episode of Andor, She-Hulk, and whatever else we have time to watch this week. It may just be those two. But yeah, and then... what else?
We have some shorts coming out. We have some new videos up on the channel as well. We've got our reviews for Amsterdam. We have our review for what was the other one?
Well, Werewolf by Night.
Oh, Bros.
Oh, Bros. Yes.
We have our review for Werewolf by Night coming soon.
So with that said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this live stream, enjoyed these discussions, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and the thumbs up button helps us get more visibility on YouTube because lately the algorithm has been poo.
Yeah.
All right. We love you guys. Thanks for being here, and we will see you on Saturday. Bye.